Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting in another episode of A&J Reviews. Tonight we're talking episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So if you've not seen it, we will be talking spoilers. So bail out now. But without further ado, I'm going to bring in the star of the show because it's really about him and not me. That's my nephew Aiden. What's going on, buddy?
Good.
Yeah?
I'm just saying, like, when the intro screen, I tried tapping for the sound. It just did, like, the beginning thing all over again. It was, like, keep doing those glitching. So I thought I wasn't going to be on, but now I am. So
Yeah, you're okay. So yeah, you don't have any ability to control that. So yeah, I don't know what it was doing there, but
yeah.
So episode 3. General thoughts before we get into details. What did you think of episode 3?
I think it was a little bit better than episode 2.
Yeah.
Way better than episode 1.
So way better than episode 1, a little bit better than episode 2. Now, episode 2 you gave a 10. So, yeah. So, okay.
I don't know how I could give it any higher if it's
because
yeah.
Was it just because we got Vader, or was there other things you liked about it?
You just spoiled it.
I said we were going to spoil. So
at the beginning? Okay, well, yeah, not just Vader. It was just like Obi-Wan finally got out his lightsaber.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, let's see. We have my man Unruly in the chat. He is saying excellent episode. And so episode 3 is a 10.5. So that's yeah, a little better than a 10. So, and we got Fight the Good Fight. What is up, my friend? Okay. So let's actually get into the episode then a little bit here, because I would agree with you. I think it was definitely the best episode so far. So we start out, we pick up literally right where we left off. They're on the little transport. Hey, Phil, what's going on? They're on the transport making their escape. And we see him we get another little bit of a flashback. We see him thinking back to his Qui-Gon asking him to train Anakin, and basically him reliving failing Anakin in their final fight. Did you think that was useful at this point in the season? Like to get to see him thinking about that again?
Yeah, I can tell he's still guilty about what he did, even though he didn't do it, because he doesn't know the Emperor kind of controlled Anakin. But what was it? But I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi later has to stand up for himself. Like he has to don't think about the past, think of what's going on like right now. He has to get that memory away from his mind and get confident. He has to get more confident.
Yeah. It's clear that he's feeling a lot of guilt, and he doesn't have a lot of confidence because he's feeling like a failure, that he failed Anakin and he's become this other thing now. And he's clearly unsure of himself, which is maybe not a version of Obi-Wan we've ever seen. Like, right?
Yeah, but then we get to see he for some reason Leah was somewhat less enjoying
less annoying this episode. So yeah. We'll get into that. But go ahead with your thought. So
like it's kind of cool because if Obi-Wan had confidence, he would be like a 10 out of 10. Right now he's like a 6 out of 10. Yeah. 10 is because of his confidence. If he had confidence, he'd be like a 10 out of 10. But he can see basically what Darth Vader #Anakin is, what he's doing right now. He's getting on his suit. And what's actually cool is instead of that plain black, they actually do the red eyes, like that kind of red eyes.
A little bit of the red tint. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Because the only time I've seen that is in Rebels.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that. They really play on that in the Rebels cartoon. You're right. With the red tint to the eyes. So
yeah, I kind of really like that. I don't know. It just, like, the red eyes kind of seems more of a detail than just what they did with the normal movies with just plain black eyes.
Yeah. So were you excited that we get to see him? So we saw him kind of in the tank last week, not in the full Darth Vader suit. Did you like that we got Darth Vader this quick in the series, that we got to see him right off the bat in this episode?
Kind of.
Kind of.
It's like I feel like they should have saved an actually good episode. We'll get it explained later.
No. Okay.
It's like when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight. We got this too early.
You think we got it too early? Well, we'll get to that because I have some thoughts about why we got this when we did. So, okay, so we see Reva, the third sister, reporting to him, and she basically blames Kenobi for what happened to the Grand Inquisitor. Right? So she puts the blame on him. She says Kenobi's the one that stabbed him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's trying not to get in trouble.
Lying.
Yeah, so she's trying not to get in trouble because she thinks he's dead, which I'm not convinced I don't think the Grand Inquisitor is dead, but she thinks he's dead. But Vader assumes that all of this is about her trying to that she wants to gain power, that she wants to become the new Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Do you think that's actually her motivation for why she's pushing so hard to find Kenobi, or do you think it's something else?
I feel like it's something else. Like, it's kind of a dumb reason because she just started off at, like, a Jedi palace.
Yeah.
At the beginning of episode 1 until Order 66.
So, I agree, because I feel like if this is really her only reasoning is that she wants to be the new Grand Inquisitor, I feel like that's kind of lame. Like, if that's what they're going to do for her, I'm not going to like her character very much. There's got to be something deeper, right, for her obsession with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and by the way, this is, like, the only thing she's really in because okay, that's just 2 words. But, like, she's, like, really in only this show. She's never... Has she ever...
We've never really seen her in anything before, right? No. So, Vader basically says if she fails... he's going to kill her, right? He says, like, either you succeed or you won't live to be a failure. So, right?
But I would say the Grand Inquisitor didn't really fail. Like,
he's talking to her, right?
No, yeah, I meant the third Inquisitor didn't really fail.
He hasn't failed yet. Yeah.
Because she's trying to do the same dumb plan what she did in episode 2. She's gonna go get the bait. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
When we get to the end, that appears to be what she's doing. So we get to see her basically convince Vader to let her continue to lead the hunt, and she sends out a bunch of probe droids to try to find him. But then we jump back to Obi-Wan and Leia arriving at this planet this guy sent them to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they get there and and Obi-Wan has a vision right off the bat where he thinks he sees Anakin. What did you think when that happened?
Wait, what? Why it happened?
Yeah, what do you think was going on with him when he thought he saw Anakin?
When he thought he saw Anakin,
because he doesn't see Vader, he sees Anakin as he remembers him, right? Like in the Jedi robes and everything.
I think it's because because it's like his young Padawan became a monster, basically.
Yeah, so he's just feeling so much guilt about everything that happened, right? He's blaming himself for everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically they're walking across this planet with Leia, going to this rendezvous point to meet someone to help them, but there's nobody there. So he just instantly assumes that nobody's coming, right?
Need more faith.
Yeah, he doesn't have faith in anybody at this point. He just assumes the guy lied to him. That he doesn't trust anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Leia gets them a ride. So we meet so she flags down this guy and we meet Freck. What did you think of this Freck guy that was driving this truck?
He's a coward and he's a traitor.
He's a coward. Well, okay, so from his perspective, he's trying to survive on a world the Empire is completely controlling.
Yeah.
So he's trying to basically stay out of trouble. He's trying to do what he thinks is the right thing and be loyal to the people in charge.
Not loyal to Republic.
But not well. The Republic doesn't exist anymore, so why would he be? And he
I
doesn't-
thought the Republic still existed, but it's like it's bad guys instead of good guys.
Well, yeah, it's now the Empire, right? 'Cause the
Yeah.
Emperor took over, so they changed it. So he's being loyal to the Empire. But yes, so they hitch a ride, but he picks up some stormtroopers to give him a ride. And they question him, and Obi-Wan almost gives him away. He calls Leia her real name, but they make up a story. He basically says she looks like her mother, and Leia thinks at that point realizes that he actually knew her real mother, and asks him if he's her father. What does he? How does he react to that?
How does he react to that?
She asked him, "Are you my father?" Right? Because she realizes he knew her. He actually did know her mother.
He kind of tells the truth. I would say he can't just say who her mother actually is because it's like too early and.
Yeah, and she doesn't know.
Yeah.
She doesn't know who her father was, who her mother was. Yes, Leia, I am not your father. But he redirects pretty quickly, right? He basically tells her a story about his own childhood and the fact that when he joined with the Jedi, that he was taken from his family at a very young age, and he doesn't really remember his family, kind of like she doesn't remember hers. And but he kind of redirects the conversation. That he says I'm not, and then he tries to change the subject, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give me a second. I need to close the window. It's pretty. I think the neighbors are doing something.
Okay,
and
go ahead.
It's just.
You got a lot of background noise. I don't hear it, but.
It's because you're not in here.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not coming through the the iPad. So
yeah, it's because it's over there in the window.
Yeah. Okay, so then basically the Freck guy takes him to a checkpoint and basically sets him up. He turns him over to the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
They call the probe droid to find out who he is, and we get to see him fight finally, again. But he still doesn't use the lightsaber. He just uses a blaster. What did you think of this little fight scene? Do you think
I would say he did way better than what he did in episode 2.
Yeah.
When he fought with his hands.
Yeah.
But he also used his help with the gun, but I'm pretty sure he was using the gun on episode 2 when he fought.
So yeah, he uses the blaster to basically defeat all the stormtroopers at the checkpoint, but more arrive.
Yeah.
And we get our first little twist. We see an Imperial officer basically turn on the troopers and help them. That she's actually their contact. That there's somebody.
But you forgot something. It's like
what did I forget?
Where one of the finally smart stormtroopers captures Leia.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the stormtroopers uses her for bait.
Everyone took out the first batch of stormtroopers, but then.
Oh yeah, I was about to get to that, but yeah. So after he defeats most of them, but the last one tries to use Leia as a hostage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but he just shoots him, and then Unruly says when the others show up, there's only 3 of them, and he's gonna give up, which clearly was just a plot device so that we could get the officer to turn on them and help them.
Yeah, but
it was kind of silly that he didn't try to take them out, right?
It was so easy. He just needs to keep Leia away from them,
yeah.
So he doesn't get distracted by Leia, and then
yeah. But yeah, it was kind of weird that he didn't fight the second group, right? That he looks like he's going to give up, which I don't know that he really was, but I think he was trying to just get their guard down. But she did something before he could. But yeah, it was kind of weird. But so, what did you think of the reveal that there was someone they were supposed to meet, and that she actually worked for the Empire, but she's basically a double agent trying to help people?
I was fine. I was actually right, because I remember last time when we left the office which is where we did first 2 episodes.
Yeah. He's talking about the trooper that fell through the the gate.
Oh yeah, that is so gruesome.
Yeah. So yeah. So go ahead with what you're talking about. You were saying you were not surprised when you got the first from
Yeah,
the
it's because like when we were leaving the office, I asked you, "Do you think there's gonna be more people in like the help Obi-Wan?" And you said
right.
no, but I was right
Yeah. So that
because she does help at the end of this episode.
she does help. So she takes them into town to a safe house to wait until she can get them off planet, right?
But
But because he destroyed the probe droid, they know where he's at, or they think they know where he's at. So Vader and the Inquisitor show up. So what did you? So for me,
too early.
Well, I don't think it was too early, but I would have liked not to see him in full Vader regalia until this moment when he steps off the ship. Like that he arrives then is the first time we've seen him in the full, like seeing him talk to her earlier. I wish they'd waited until this moment for us to actually see him. But that's just me. That was a little thing. So yeah, so you think this is too early. Why?
Well, I actually scratched that. I think it's good. It just the battle later on, the battle Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader is they should move it until Obi-Wan finally gets his lightsabering stuff back and actually
Until until he's got his confidence back a little bit.
Yeah, I want him to get his confidence back. And
so here's why I'll differ with you, because I think it was important for him to face him, fail but survive in order to realize that he's got to move on. Like he's got to, because
I guess you have a point. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so he has to you have to go through that arc of him not being ready to deal with this, and then move and actually get through it and actually do what he needs to do. That's just my personal. That's where I think about it. So, but we see Vader basically come in and just randomly killing townspeople, like using the Force to choke them
as bait to lure Obi-Wan.
So Obi-Wan sends what is her name? Tala, the lady that's helping him to escape with Leia, and he's gonna lead him away. So they lead him into the desert. He leads him out away from town. And so what did you think of the scene where Vader first turns on the red lightsaber and he sees him, like really sees him for the first time?
There's really nothing to say about that.
Yeah, you don't have anything about that? I thought it was kind of
just cool. Has to make an entrance because he's one of the best villains of all time in Star Wars. Yeah. I would say it's kind of a tie with, in first place with Darth Vader or Darth Maul.
Yeah, you like Darth Maul a lot.
And I don't know who would be a better foe, but I would say Darth Maul is a better foe for Obi-Wan because he actually killed his master, like he stabbed him. And they actually fought, but at the beginning, they were like friends.
Well, Anakin was his friend, yeah. So, but what we see is when Anakin first catches up to him, we get Obi-Wan saying, asking him, what have you become? When he sees him in the full suit and realizes, and Vader's response is, I am what you made me. And so Vader clearly blames him for everything, right? Anakin's not taking any responsibility for his own choices. He just blames Obi-Wan.
It's kind of his choices.
Yeah, when it was really his choices. But what we see, and what I think is one of the reasons Obi-Wan fights so poorly, is Obi-Wan at this point is still also blaming himself for all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of paralyzing. He doesn't fight very well at all. Vader talks about him being 10 years has made him weak, and he really has no chance. Vader's kind of toying with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that's cool because since Darth Vader's legs got cut off, which means that he has robot legs. But I'm pretty sure we have never seen Darth Vader run, so he doesn't run. The only thing that helps him is when he jumps. Classic villain movie. Blame everyone for your mistakes.
Yeah, so for sure. And yeah, he's seriously holding a grudge.
And Vader seriously, yeah.
Yeah, he got seriously holding that grudge against Obi-Wan. Grudging. Yeah. So then we see him after he realizes he can pretty much beat Obi-Wan anytime he wants. Like he tries to like punish him, right? He like basically sets the ground on fire and like uses the Force to throw him into the flames because he burned him. Like he's truly trying to get full revenge here.
But then, what's her name? What's her name? Do I have to?
Tala.
Have to say
Tala. Yeah, Tala.
Tala, like she comes and she shoots she kind of outsmarts Darth Vader.
A little bit, yeah.
And she saves Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So, but why did she come? Who sent her?
No, wait.
Then Leia told her to go, right?
Yeah, Leia.
So what? But what happens because of that? Leia's on her own. What happens?
Such a big cliffhanger. They could have done something else. A good ending. Good episode ending. But we see the third.
I don't think we're gonna get a good episode ending until the final episode. I don't think we're gonna get too much positive. But yeah. So Reva, the third sister, realizes where they've went or finds the path, the way they were going to escape, and she gets there first and has recaptured Leia. So Obi-Wan has escaped from Vader at the moment, but now Leia is a prisoner again.
So dumb.
So what did you think about using that as having her get captured again? Did you find that annoying, or were you okay with that?
Kind of annoying. She's a little
agree.
girl, and in episode 2, she literally ran from a Jedi. And it took a little bit for Obi-Wan to catch up. So Leia could have just ran away from the third Inquisitor. No. And what you made me blind burned about as Obi-Wan being drugged.
Yeah, he's saying that the Vader saying "I am what you made me" probably hurt Obi-Wan as much as being thrown into the fire, is what he's trying to say there. So, and I would agree, because that's really what he's dealing with, that emotion of what he did to his friend and what his friend's become, and he's blaming himself. So for sure. But yeah, Leia getting caught again. I was like, really? I could have done without her getting caught again, but we'll see.
She could have ran away. Wait.
Yeah, how did Reva get ahead of her? Like, was she not she was way down the tunnel, and then Reva gets in front of her? I don't know. That didn't make any sense to me a little bit. Like the way
because she has to go down the actual tunnel. How did she get to the end?
Yeah, how did she get by her?
Yeah, she has to go all the way through it.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of a plot hole that didn't make any sense. Like, how did Reva catch her and get ahead of her without catching her? If she caught up to her, then why did she go past her? And yeah, that didn't make any sense.
And
that plot device, yes. All right. So overall, you enjoyed this episode more. So you think so basically another 10 out of 10 from you? Is that what we're getting here?
10.5.
10.5. Okay. I call the episode 2 an 8. I would say this is a 9. I'm not going to say, I'm leaving a little room because I think it could still, I'm leaving a little room at the top. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought, Obi-Wan's dealing with all his emotions and having to face Vader again, I thought was really well done. I loved Vader's everything about Vader being in the show. I would agree with them that Leia was a little better this episode, a little less annoying, I thought. Okay, so what do you want from the next episode? What do you want to see episode 4?
I want to see Obi-Wan get his confidence back. That's all I want.
So do you think, because he's been calling to him in every episode so far, Obi-Wan has called to Qui-Gon for help, for guidance. Mm-hmm. Will we see Qui-Gon before in the next episode or before the show's over?
Probably that's probably the only reason how he could get his moves back, but also wait, Reva. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, like sometimes the bad guy just catches up and it doesn't make any sense. Is what he's referring to. So
back to it, like it also explains how Obi-Wan can get his moves back, but also his confidence from Qui-Gon.
Yeah, he's got it. Like he needs some support. He needs somebody that knows to like talk to him. So I think despite what Liam Neeson has kind of indicated, I think we see Qui-Gon. I think it's in the next episode. And
how
then,
about the confidence?
Yeah, and I think that does help him move past his guilt, like and realize he's got to save this little girl. This is where he's at. He's got to do his job. He can't worry about that anymore.
I feel like I shouldn't have said get his moves back, because shouldn't he get his moves back in the next episode, like the episode after this one?
Probably,
because I feel like they're bringing like this is gonna be the last like on this is episode 5 or wait this is episode 3.
Yeah, we're gonna have episode 4, 5, and 6.
So I feel like 5 is where he's gonna get his final move. He's gonna get his final move and get his lightsaber moves back, and then fight Darth Vader.
So, what I think is going to happen is because we ended with Reva catching Leia. I think episode 4 is going to be kind of slow in terms of what I think we're going to get is we're going to get Reva.
I hate the slow episode.
I know, but I think we're going to get Reva backstory. And then we're going to get him meditating and finally talking to Qui-Gon. And then episode 5 is going to be him trying to save her. It's going to set up the final showdown with Reva. And then episode 6 is going to be the final showdown with Vader before they escape.
But they have to fit him getting his moves back. Or they could do an episode.
Well, I think that's going to be part of the Qui-Gon conversation. At the end of episode 4 or at the beginning of episode 5, I think is when we're going to get Qui-Gon. So, that's just me. But we'll see.
Yeah, they wouldn't put Qui-Gon any farther. Like for a finale.
Yeah, it has to happen before the finale. Because by the finale, he's got to be back in form enough that he can.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he's got to be able to like defeat Reva and deal with Vader enough to get away. So I think that I think it's going to be either. I think this next episode we're going to get Qui-Gon like at the end and then the beginning of maybe of episode 5. So Qui-Gon sounds like a dishwashing. Well, it's a Star Wars thing. Some of them are kind of weird. Okay. All right, buddy. So we're almost 30 minutes. Anything else you want to say about this episode or what you want to see happen before we get out of here? Nope. Okay. Well, so you're really enjoying the show so far. You've given the last 2 episodes 10s and a 10.5. So yeah. All right. That's awesome. Well,
and then the final episode might be a 10.6.
A 10.6. Well, let's hope. Or
a 10.10.
Yeah, or 10.10. All right. Well, we can hope for that. That's for sure. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you next time.
No.
Bye, everybody.